It's a true story. It's a heartwarming story.
Yeah.
You know, second chances.
Yeah.
Everybody needs second chances. In Molly's case, fifth, sixth, seventh chances. Molly brought Ken into my life.
I was a volunteer at Max Fund, and that's how the story begins. Molly was a dog that had been in the Max Fund for several months, and she was very vicious. She'd been adopted out and brought back and so forth, and had a real attitude problem. And so I would throw treats to her through the gate because I couldn't touch her. And over time, she started to look for me and bond with me, and it just got better and better and closer. And I became her guy at the shelter. Everyone just stayed away from her because she was just not friendly at all. No one could touch her. And so this went on, and we really bonded. So she is my girl at the shelter. It just sort of grew into something very, very special. And then this guy, Kirk, came in and said, you know, he wanted to see her and thought about adopting her.
I met Molly in 2006 at the shelter. I had just concluded my journey with a wolf hybrid who had been my companion for 14 years. The wolf hybrid was hard to socialize, and I kind of wanted to repeat that experience because it's very rewarding. So I'm online looking for a dog with some problems. He had written a very truthful interview.
Some of her issues.
Yeah, she lunges, she pees, she's aggressive, she'll try and bite you. She had a pretty strong reputation, so after a couple of visits, I'm like, I don't know. I had never seen a dog that out of control. And then on the third visit, Ken came down to meet me. And when he walked around the corner, she dropped to the floor, raised up, put her arms around his neck, and just kissed him all over the face. So I'm like, this girl has a heart. She grew up in the shelter from 4 weeks old. After her fourth attempt at an adoption, I believe she started shielding her heart, and then she began to show it to me in little increments. As you look and you see someone who's been very fearful, scared, and alone, watching other dogs go home every night, night after night from the shelter, wondering, why doesn't it work for me? And then that turning point of trust is amazing. And she had that in Ken. The decision point to bring her home really did turn when I saw her interact with Ken. She's got the personality of a biker. She's just gruff, and she'll growl and snap and look big and mean and bad and grizzly. And then when you get to know her, she's got this soft heart inside. Okay, and bikers are a lot like that. I was talking with Ken and another person at the time, but I looked at everything that those people had done for her, and I'm like, well, we got to do something, you know. Well, let's do a poker run. So we put 18 bikes together the first year, and we raised $1,000 for the shelter out of 18 people. If you imagine how giving bikers must be.
To be in this situation now, like 9 years later, putting on the 9th annual MollyDharma run, I mean, it's amazing that we're still together. I think it's wonderful. I'm still in her life, and it's just this whole community of bikers in this event, and our volunteers have been wonderful.
It's more than just about the money. It's about bringing a small shelter to the forefront of the attention of a biker community who might never know about that shelter.
No one cared about her. No one had any interest in her at all, except Kirk.
All of this stuff has just poured in as a result of the power of her story and what she went through. They see a dog that was otherwise doomed, you know, live life as a thug in jail or be euthanized. The story of second chances, everybody responds to that.